Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This one is very different from the last video, but what I'm going to do today is I'm just going to talk about the channel and just some feelings that I'm having behind it and have had behind it over the last few years, and one of the reasons why I think maybe God has called me to do it and some stuff like that. First, let me apologize for the audio. I'm noticing that when I'm doing these voiceovers, there's like a clicking sound, and I've tried going into YouTube videos to figure out how to fix it, and that gets to a level of techiness that I am not. And so I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to do this. So yeah, I just have to deal with it for right now. I did do some looking on Amazon, and they have like a microphone attachment that I could just plug into my phone that's supposed to stop anything like that background noise. And it comes with this like fluffy fur thing on it that like, I don't know what it's called, but it's something that like stops like the noise of like wind and things like that. I would be lying if I said that I wasn't just excited about having a microphone that was like fuzzy. But anyway, so I need to invest in one of those, and when I say invest in one of those, I mean like it's like $20, maybe less. So I just need to get it. But anyways, while I'm talking today, I am working on one of the pillowcases for the Christmas store for church. This is something I've been working on for the last few months. I did not make as many as I wanted to. I will show some of my favorites at the end of the video. But I just have a few to finish up before the Christmas store happens in just like a couple weeks, which is like insane. I can't believe Christmas is so close. Anyway, so I just thought what I was talking about today was, it was the perfect time while I was working on one of these pillowcases. So, gosh, okay. So I guess where I want to start is, I was praying about the channel the other day, and I was trying to like just ask God, like, what is it with this channel that you want me to take from it? Because, you know, honestly, I hope that I do motivate people. I do hope that other people get something from it. I hope that, you know, people find motivation with cleaning and humor, and, you know, it brings them closer to God with me, you know, talking about things, just positive, you know, vibes, like anything. Like, I just would love to be that for everybody else in whatever way they need it, but that can't be my focus when I'm doing this. So, because then it just like goes to like the things that I shouldn't be doing, which kind of actually brings me to one of the verses that I read, which was Proverbs 16:25. And what that says is, well, I read the Christian Standard Bible version, so it may sound different than what you might do, but, or what you might read. But what it says is, there is a way that seems right to a person, but its end is the way to death. And what that means to me is sometimes it's hard to decipher what is right for us, that we think is right for us, and what God thinks is right for us. And that's where I went back and forth with the YouTube channel for like the longest time. And I would pray about it. Like, is this something I am wanting to do, or is this something you're wanting me to do? And I just was on that fence for so long. And that's one of the reasons why I never did it. Another reason was because I knew that if I started it, that my head would not be in the right space. Kind of going back to what I just said, where I would be so focused on what other people wanted from me. And, you know, maybe the judgment and things like that a little bit, but I would just be so focused on trying to please everybody else with it, and, you know, being what everybody else wanted me to be with it. And I just knew that that would not be good for me in the end. I would get consumed in it. It would just end up being like this whole negative, stressful thing. And so that was one of the reasons too why I never did it. So anyway, so then when it came back around, I was like, this just keeps coming back. Like, I really need to focus on this. Like, this obviously is not just me, because kind of when it happened in January, and I kind of got the answer of no when I prayed about it after I did it. I talked about that in my last video when, you know, God called me to do it. I did it, and then it was like, nope, just wanted to see if you would listen and do it, but we're not really going to do it. Anyway, so after that happened, I really just kind of like decided it was never going to happen. And I was like, it's not for me. It must have just been something I kind of wanted. Maybe I was seeking something in it that I shouldn't have been, like all these things. So I just like closed the chapter on that. Like, I was just like not going to do it. So anyway, so then I was surprised when it came back over the last few weeks. And when that came up, like I said, I was praying about it and asking God, like, what do you want me to what do you want me to do with this? What do you want me to take from this? Like, why do I need to do this? And then it was like the very next day. Y'all, like when I pray, I talk about this all the time, but I never get tired of when I pray and ask God for something and he shows up like the very next day, like in my morning reading. It's ridiculous. I never get tired of it. I should never be surprised by it because he always shows up like that for me. But every time he does it, it's like the first time. And I get excited about it. I cry about it. It's ridiculous. Anyway, so I prayed about it. And then that next morning, I opened my Bible, and the verse that I opened my Bible to, where I left off, my next one was Proverbs 17:1, and it says, "Better a dry crust with peace than a house full of feasting with strife." And I was like, that's it. That's what it is. Like, so what that is, and this kind of goes back to what I've been stewing over, I guess, with the small group that I've been in with church. By the way, I am laughing because I am watching the Feral Tradwife YouTube channel. She is hysterical. Her house is, always really messy, but she is always like doing voiceovers with it. She is so funny. I absolutely love her. You guys should check out her videos. But anyway, what was I saying? Oh, yes. So I've been stewing over this with the small group I've been doing with church. I did the Dave Ramsey Financial Peace small group. And in that, and doing that over the last like 9 weeks, and really focusing on our finances and like getting out of debt and like really focusing on our spending and like cutting back and all the stuff, it has also kind of put my head in that same space of what Proverbs 17:1 said about the better a dry crust with peace than a full feast with strife. So what that means to me is I need to be content where I am and with what I have before I can ever be happy with something else. And so like what he's saying is, it's better to have a dry crust and have peace with that than it is to have all the things that you could ever want and be unhappy. And now let me just say, I do have all of the things I want. I want to say, I know that I am extremely blessed. I have a beautiful home. I have a beautiful family. I have a job that I really love, somebody that I work for that I love. I get the freedom of controlling my work hours. We are all healthy. I don't know if I said that, but I'm saying it again. I have a church that I love. We're not going without. We're able to pay for everything. I mean, like, I just don't have any complaints. Like, I have an amazing life. And so something that has been hard for me is that I still feel unsatisfied. And I hate that. And I hate that I feel like that in my blessed life and in motherhood. And I think the reason for that is because as a mom and being so busy all the time, I am just always focused on what I need to be getting done, what's not getting done, what we're not doing, what we can't afford, like all the stuff. And it's so easy to get lost in that. And that's what I end up focusing on all the time. And so then it's hard to focus on the good things that are happening because it's so easy to get consumed in all the other stuff that's going on. And so that's what I kind of took from that, was just that, I'm really trying to slow down and find peace in the chaos, which is the name of this video. And what I ended up putting as the banner of my YouTube channel was just kind of like, because, I actually was like putting, people put like all things homemaking or cooking, whatever. But for me, it's all part of the chaos. And I want to find peace in that. I want to find peace in the mundane and the chaos. Like I said, I know that I'm blessed. I don't ever have a day that I don't thank God for all my blessings. In fact, I'm often, being like, I'm so sorry that I feel like stressed out and frustrated in this like insanely blessed life that you've given me. And so what brings me to like the whole thing with like the videos, the YouTube channel with that is I notice when I make videos, it is a creative outlet for me. I do enjoy it. It's something I do for work. I have fun with it. But when I do it, it makes me feel differently about what I'm doing. Like, if that makes sense. Like when I was cleaning the bathroom, for an example, instead of just cleaning the bathroom, it was like kind of fun because I was making it into a fun video and adding music to it and things like that. And it just makes me appreciate things more. And instead of seeing the house, so for an example, the bathroom's a perfect example because it needs some work. Just little stuff like, the baseboards need repainted and things like that. So I walk through the house all the time and I'll see that stuff. And I'm always just like, God, I need to do that. Like, we need to fix that. We need to do this. We need to do that. And then I'm like, but we don't have any extra money right now. And so I honestly, this kind of takes me back to another thing that I've talked about in the financial peace group is I know a lot of people get into the trap of comparing themselves with other people like that they see online and things like that. And I don't. Sometimes I'll watch somebody where I'm just like, man, she's just so peaceful. Like, I would love to have that kind of peaceful vibes about myself. Like she has something like that. But like, I never look at someone else's home and be like, oh my God, I wish we had that home. But what I get down about is not the comparison, but it's the things aren't where I would like them to be. So like, for an example, like when I'm walking up to the house, our front porch looks so terrible and we have to do something. And we've been talking about doing something with it for the last couple of years. It just needs fixed up really bad. But anyway, every time I see it, I'm like, God, it looks so ugly. I hate the way that looks. I want to get it fixed, blah, 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 blah. But I never look at it and think, oh my God, what do other people think about my porch? I don't care what other people think about my porch. I want to see a nice porch because it's my home and I look at it every day and I want to see things like that inside my home. So that's where I get kind of like down, I guess, is when I'm walking through the house and I just see these things and I'm just constantly seeing things that are not getting done. And then I don't have the motivation to get them done. Or we don't, like I said, we don't have the extra money to get them done sometimes. And I am hoping to, after we go through this like debt thing, to start a fund where it's just like kind of, trickle into it, but then it's like something that we use to, whenever we need to do something to the house. Anyway, so with doing the videos, instead of looking at something like, oh, the bathroom is disgusting and it needs this and this and this and this, I kind of changed my views about it because I'm like, oh, that would be a fun video if I repainted the bathroom, and things like that. And it's, I don't know. It's like, I don't feel like, oh, I can only fix up the house because other people are going to see it. But it's just, it just creates like a different energy around it, I guess. It makes me see things differently. Instead of seeing it as negative, it kind of makes me see it as a positive. But kind of, I guess I'm going to switch gears a little bit, I guess. So back to these pillowcases. It's the perfect time to talk about this while I'm working on these pillowcases because these pillowcases are so special to me. I've had so much fun making them. It is so peaceful to work on them. I just put something on in my headphones or watch something and I take my time with it. You guys, I'm an OCD freak and you'll probably see that with this while I'm making these because I am a perfectionist to the point that it's debilitating and it takes me so long to get one pillowcase done. I don't even care. It's perfect. And when I work on these pillowcases, every single time I'm working on one of these pillowcases, I'm thinking about the kid that's going to get it. And it just like practically makes me want to like cry my eyes out. When I served at the Christmas store last year, one of the moms that I was helping, she had like 5 kids. And when I mentioned to her at the end, when I was taking her to the end of her, route or whatever, and I said, oh, and on the way out, the guys are going to bring out a pillow for each one of the kids and you get to pick out a pillowcase for each one of them. And she was like, oh my gosh, she's like, they're going to be so excited because the 5 of them have been sharing 2 pillows. And I about died. I kept it together, but I wanted to bawl my eyes out. And, out of all the things that those kids are going to be excited about, they were going to be so excited about a freaking pillow. So every time I make one of these pillowcases, I think about those kids and I think about how happy one of these kids are going to be to get this pillowcase. And then here I am complaining about my bathroom trim. It's so ridiculous. And these pillowcases have really been another thing that have just kind of helped put my heart in the right place and change the way I look at things because we are so blessed and they're kids without a pillow, you guys. You know what I mean? It's just, anyway, so yeah, it's just all of this. I feel like this is what God's trying to do to my heart with these videos and other things, with just slowing down. I'm decluttering, I'm getting rid of stuff, I'm having less. I'm trying to like just get rid of the abundance and just get down to what we love and appreciate, and just get rid of all the excess in our life. And that way we can focus on things like, repainting the bathroom or doing those kinds of things, instead of just like spending money wherever we want, like stupid stuff like eating out. We can, put that towards something that's actually going to add value to our life. And I don't know, I've just been having this over the last several weeks. And, it also brought me to another thing that, I was thinking about whenever I thought of the name for this video on my channel, was the finding peace in chaos. Because something I'm getting less bad about as I get older, but I know that I've been guilty about this for so many years, is thinking, when this happens, then I'll feel better, or when this happens, then I'll be happy, or, things like that. And I don't know if anybody ever has that, when you notice that doesn't ever fix it. You'll see something, you're like, oh, well, whenever this gets done, then I'll be happy. And then it happens, and then it just goes on to something else. Oh my gosh, you guys watch this. This is where my OCD freakiness is so bad. Watch everything I do to get this thing lined up. I'm such a perfectionist. I put it on the line 100,000 times, move it, then get it on the line, and then move it, and then get it on a new line. I do all of this to make one cut. And I know that, what they say, what do they say? Measure twice and cut once. Okay, well, I measured 10 times and cut once, but it's perfect. Okay, and I know that it's probably too much, but I can assure you that pillowcase is a perfect rectangle, and it makes me so happy. But anyway, what was I saying? Oh yes, the finding peace in the chaos is that I think how I want to say this is, things can be perfect in our life. Obviously, like what I was just saying, I have a very blessed life, and things can be exactly the way you want them and perfect, and you can still not have peace. And the reason for that is because there's only one place that peace can truly come, and that is with God. And I have learned that. I can say that as a true testimony that I have lived without God and I have lived with God, and that is just the way it is. Does that mean that I don't have a bad day, or that things don't get stressful and all the things? No, of course not. Of course it's going to be like that. But there's a song, and I can't think of what song it is, but my favorite line in it says, I have a peace that makes no sense. And it is the perfect way to describe it, is because it's true. Things can be crazy and, not going right, but you just have that peace of knowing that everything is going to be fine, because you have put your faith and your trust in God, and He has never steered you the wrong way, and He has, brought you through far worse times, all this stuff. And so it just, with all of that, and talking about, where I've been looking at the home and seeing it as such a stressful thing and all this stuff, it has also been on the same journey that I'm having with finding true peace in God and God only. I'm not saying that other things can't make me happy, obviously, or irritate me, but at the end of the day, there is a peace that I find from God that I do not get anywhere else. And I pray all the time for God to, when other people see me, to let them see Him. I want people to see Him through me, and by the way that I carry myself, and the way that I talk, and the way that I do things and live my life. And I know I'm not perfect about it, but I want to have that peace, so much so that it just pours out of me into everything that I do, and into the way that I talk to people, the way I interact with my kids, the way that I run my home, and all of that stuff. So I know that I'm nowhere near where I want to be with everything that I've been talking about, but I'm on the way. So I guess that's something. And I have made huge strides in the last year or so. When I went through a Celebrate Recovery through church, I was another small group. That was life-changing. And I think that since I came out of Celebrate Recovery, is where a lot of this stuff has really started. I just feel like a completely different person since I've come out of that group. But anyway, so that's the whole, I guess just the the way I'm feeling about me and the channel and what I hope to bring to it from a personal level, you know, what you guys get from the channel and my videos and what I say. Like I said, I hope it's always good things, but that can't be my focus. So that's where I'm at with me and my journey. Also, another reason I love watching cleaning videos and organizing videos. There's several channels that I watch. Now that I'm digging deeper, I'm starting to find more and more women who have homes that are not perfect. Not a ton. Most of the time, I'll see a video that'll be like, clean my messy house with me, or, you know, whatever. And then I look at their home and I'm like, girl, please, like, your home is a friggin' mansion. And the mess that you have is like not even a mess. You know what I mean? And so they're nice. I mean, like, I have channels that I watch because I'm like, it's aesthetically pleasing and I like her. But, you know, her home is not even relatable. Her life is not even relatable. And even though I like her channel, I don't relate to it. And I feel like that with most of them. I feel like they're one extreme with the next. And I just don't often find other people on YouTube that I can really relate to as far as like phase of life, the kind of home we have, like all that stuff. And I just want to be a source of like imperfectness, I guess. That's not even a word, for other people. Like, I don't want to come on here and be like, oh, look at all this beautiful stuff I'm doing. I mean, like, yes, the stuff I do is beautiful, but I also mess up and don't do things the way that I should, or, you know, drop the ball and don't keep up with things. I'm inconsistent. Like, I have lots of other flaws, and I want to just show all of that. I don't want to be anybody that I'm not. I want to be 100% authentic when I come on here. And, you know, if people like it, then awesome. If they don't, then oh well. Like, honestly, one of the most liberating things that I've ever done is like stop caring about what other people think about me. But anyway, yeah, I just hope to bring something that other people need to see, I guess, because I feel like I have been searching for that on YouTube for a really long time. Like I said, also, I've been finding a few of them, but not so much. And I also hope that with all of that, that God calling me to start this channel also, you know, provides other people with that stuff that they need. Like, you know, somebody to relate to that is, you know, doesn't have a lot of money, you know, like doesn't know how to really cook. And I do know how to cook, and I share that. You know, I'm hoping that he has a purpose behind this that I don't know about, and I'm sure that he does, and I'm sure that he is going to use me in ways that I can't even begin to understand, because I know that he sees things in me that I don't see. And I just pray that he does that. I just pray that he uses me to just be a positive source in many people's lives, while I also just do my own thing and continue on this journey that I'm on. So when I was making this video, it's so great how it just kind of fell out. But anyway, I was planning on making this video and talking about this stuff while I worked on this pillowcase. And through the week, I started taking just little video clips of happy moments, like times when I was like, this is sweet, or like, this is beautiful, or like, this is making my heart feel warm and fuzzy. And I just started doing little clips like that to add into the end of this video. And it just kind of was just like the icing on the cake for everything that I've been feeling and talking about here in this video. Is just when we don't look for the good, we don't see it. And I have been so guilty of that. And it's so easy, like I said, to be guilty of that. And, you know, our enemy doesn't want us to feel good about our life. He doesn't want us to feel, you know, see the blessings that God gives us. He wants us to be miserable and unhappy. And when it's so easy to fall into his traps, when we don't even realize that it's happening. And then it's like, you know, then we get to a point where we're in this deep, dark hole and we're like, oh my God, I feel terrible. And then it takes us a little bit to dig ourselves back out. But, you know, there's a saying that says, I've heard Pastor Marty talk about it several times, where whatever we focus on grows. And when we're constantly looking at what's not going right and what needs done and all the stuff, that's all we see. It just snowballs. And it's like this muscle that we have to like learn to exercise. And when we are in such a lengthy habit of being this way, that's all we know really for ourselves, and it becomes natural. And I have to force myself sometimes to stop and see those things. If you guys are wondering why I on this pillowcase like sewed it on the right side out first and now I'm sewing on the wrong side out, I'm doing a French seam on these. I don't have a serger, and when I started making these, I thought this was the best way to do it to make them have that nice finished look. So actually I show it to you guys here in a little bit when I'm done making the pillowcase, so I'll show you what I'm talking about. But anyway, so whatever we look at grows. And this week when I was doing like video clips and stuff for the end of this video, I was like, these are so sweet. Like when I put them all together, I was like, this is just absolutely adorable and makes me so happy to see these little things, just tiny things like, seeing the raindrops on the window, like, and, Stella sleeping and, Sam just sitting on the couch doing his thing, like lots of little stuff that is a norm, but you see it all the time, but you never really see it. And when I took the time to do that this week, it just made me appreciate those moments more than I ever did any other time. And so again, that just goes back to what I was saying, where I hope that these videos cause me to do that more and to find those peaceful moments within the chaos and appreciate them just on a, like working that muscle. I want to strengthen this new muscle while the other one weakens, and that I'm seeing these moments and seeing my home and seeing my blessings with different eyes when I'm not, just doing video clips. Like I want it to be where it just becomes a natural thing for me. Just like they've talked about, starting a gratitude journal. It's like a good way of like, creating that habit. And I've done those before, and I'm not gonna lie, they didn't do a lot for me. So I'm hoping that this is the only time I've done that where it felt like it made an impact on me. Okay, so I think this is where I show you guys this seam. Oh, not yet. I'm going to be obsessive and iron it for the 10th time. I love ironing. Like, it is like the vacuum lines of fabric. I don't know what it is that I literally got so much pleasure out of vacuuming. See, look, now I'm talking about vacuuming. Ironing these pillowcases. They're perfect. They're crisp. And I absolutely love the little stack of pillowcases that I have on my shelf that you'll see in a little bit because they're all just ironed perfectly. Anyway, I don't even remember what I was saying. Oh yes, the gratitude thing. So taking these video clips was the only thing that felt impactful. So I'm really hoping that it kind of becomes like a gratitude journal when I do these every once in a while. So I'm really hoping that that is the case. Did I already show you the seam? I think I might have already showed you the seam. I don't remember. I thought it was after this. I thought it was right before I folded it, but I can't remember. Oh, wait, here it is. Okay. So when you look at the pillow from the outside, you don't see any seam at all. I'm doing a very poor job of showing it right now. Okay, there it is. So you don't see any stitching at all. And then when you look on the inside is where it'll show you like this, where it's stitched. But so from the outside, you never see that stitch. I love these stitches. I don't know. I think it's called a French seam, if I'm right. But that's what I did on all of them because I was so finicky about them having like an unfinished look. I didn't want them to have like I didn't want to see the stitching on the outside, and then I don't even like the look of sergers that those leave behind. So the French seam is perfect for me. I just hope that all of the kids love these pillowcases. I mean, I know they're going to be more excited about the toys that they're getting. I get it. But you guys, it warms my heart so much to just think like there are kids that are going to lay their heads on these pillows every night when they go to sleep. And I can't even continue talking about it because I'm going to start crying. Anyway, so I'm going to finish ironing this pillow, and then I'm going to add it to the stack. At the end, I am going to show you guys just some of my favorites on the pillowcases. I tried really hard when I was buying the fabric to do stuff that would mix and match so that I could get like as many pillowcases as I could with all the fabric that I had. So I show you some of my favorites. I'm not gonna lie, there are a couple of them in this pile that I want to keep for myself because they are so stinking cute. I really hope that I had a variety of boys and girls, but I feel like I leaned more towards girls, but I also have all boys, so cut me a break. I never get to do girl stuff. So anyway, here they are. While I show you these, I'm actually just going to sign off because after this video clip, I'm just going to show you all the peaceful things that I took video clips of this week. But I just want to thank you for watching another video and listening to me ramble. I'm sure that's something that's going to be a thing on my channel because I ramble all the time. Sometimes I'll give you some music. Sometimes I'm just going to talk your ear off about stuff that doesn't matter. But still, I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this video. I know it's been a long one. I've been talking for like 30 minutes. It doesn't even feel like it's been that long. It's just ridiculous. Anyway, so yeah, here's the rest of these pillows, and then after, or pillowcases, and then after this is the video clips that shows you some of the peace that is within my chaos. And then next week, I will have a video for you that is me cleaning my couch that I didn't get into the last video. I got that done today, but that video is actually not going to be posted until next week. So you guys will get to see some more disgusting vacuum water and see my couch practically transform, because it looks like a completely different couch, I feel like, when it's all done, because the color is like not even the same. But anyway, so yeah, you guys are going to see that next week. But I'm going to sign off here. And again, thank you for listening to all the things that I had to say and making it this far into the video if you're still watching. And I hope you enjoy the rest of the video. And I hope you all have an amazing Thanksgiving. That's fun.